Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing awesome. Happy February. Getting ready to celebrate Valentine's Day. I'm super excited today. We're talking to Michelle. Michelle is the manager over at Moss Denver. Beautiful site, great service. And she's going to talk to us today about what they're up to. So I hope everybody welcome Michelle to the show. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, thanks Adrienne for having me on. I'm so excited to be a part of it.
Thanks for so much for being here. So I'm just going to start it off. When I wanted to have you on the show, I was looking at your new offerings that you guys were making. You came up with this design package, and I'd love to hear your motivations behind that and what kind of prompted you guys to try something different now of all times.
Yeah, so we just went through a brand refresh. We redid our logo and our website. And honestly, these design packages are an inspiration from our industry events. For anyone who's been to one of our Moss parties, you know how unique and how fun Moss can be on the creativity side. So after 5 years of business, the owners just reflected on what we really want Moss to be, and that idea of just having an elevated design budget, having a team of trusted vendors here at Moss who know the space and know how anyone can design and create such a unique event for a client. That was really our driving process for these new packages.
I'm sure I speak for a lot of people when I say we definitely miss your industry parties. They were always amazing, full of surprises, and just one of a kind. I'm sure all of us are looking forward to being able to do that again.
Yes, and likewise for me, because I've only been at Moss just over a year, so I actually haven't been able to experience a Moss party, but I've seen the videos and the photos and heard so many stories, and was part of the team designing for the 2020 event that unfortunately didn't happen. So I'm with you that I can't wait to see them come back, and I can't wait to see what Moss and our trusted vendors come up with in the future. But yeah, that idea of just like that unique event and one of a kind experience, that's what we want to relate to all of our clients too.
Great. Can you walk me through like how the packages kind of specifically work? Looks like you can kind of pick your planner. If you could kind of walk us through how exactly what a bride could expect or a couple could expect from this.
Yeah, so different levels of the packages. Canvas by Moss is just our base package with all of our inclusions for the venue. And then Design by Moss, it's a specific budget that's allocated to your planner and designer and additional lighting, upgraded furniture. So the process right now is that you book with Moss, you know you want to do this new package, and then you select a planner to work with and a designer to work with, and then they are your right-hand person for creating this unique event. Yeah, and then with Experience by Moss, same thing, just a few more inclusions, and we do add additional setup and teardown hours, so all of your visions can come through. We have that awesome white brick wall in the chandelier room. And one of our visions is we'd love to see a mural happen on that for a wedding, for a backdrop, for a ceremony. The packages are all encompassing, or just the driving forces to always say yes to creativity, to not limit ourselves anymore, and just to give the clients, like I said, like that one of a kind experience that leave your guests saying like, wow, that was the greatest event I've been to all year and maybe in the next 10 years. So.
Yeah. And it also seems obviously with this package, like you're able to support your vendor community and your vendor peers.
Yeah, and that's something that we really love here at Moss is we have so many trusted vendors, and the driving force behind I keep saying driving force so many times, sorry. But we really want to create a team that we know is going to execute flawlessly at Moss, is going to say yes to those design ideas, and just keep you having the best day possible, not worrying about a single thing. So that's really why we wanted to come alongside certain vendors and have them be a part of our packages.
Well, that's awesome, Michelle. Thank you so much for sharing that information about your package. You know, guys, this is such a great example of people getting creative this right now, like trying new things. Like, you know, the old isn't always going to work and it's not going to work. So, you know, Michelle and, you know, the owners of Moss have really put a lot of thought into trying new things. And, we all use that cliche term of the pivot, but that's exactly what they're trying to do. So I hope you guys can support them in this effort that they're doing. I want to segue over to talking a little bit more about this industry that we love, and especially since it's, like I said, it's almost Valentine's Day, so we gotta talk about it. So Michelle, you had mentioned you haven't been at Moss like a super long time, but I know you have experience in the event industry, and you seem like somebody that's just, I'm here for the long haul. So what do you love the most about what you do?
I will start off saying I love weddings and I love love. Valentine's Day is actually my favorite holiday. Just a day for love, and oh, I just love love. I also love the beauty and creativity of events, and that is really what I love at working at Moss, is just seeing how versatile the space can be and how it really is reflective of each of our couples. Yeah, and I love the ownership team and their creativity level, which really, I mean, speaks for itself in the venue, but even in the working with our clients, that's something I love too.
So we know that 2021 is a difficult and trying time to get married. Let's be real about it, right? But what are your hopes for your 2021 couples, for those that want to get married this year? What are your hopes for them?
My first hope is that they have an awesome experience from the planning stages to the actual day of. And I also would love our clients who are getting married in 2021 to just have an open mind for creativity and how we can make their event amazing and fun and interactive and an experience still, even in this time. I think that's my biggest hope for my 2021 clients, and that they walk away at the end of the day saying, like, that wasn't what I expected, but it exceeded my expectations.
Great. Yeah. I think that's amazing feedback that we all need to be thinking about, that while things are a little bit different, you can still have a tremendous experience with your wedding or special event. You had mentioned that you love weddings and that you love love.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound pessimistic, but I feel like from the venue side, sometimes that's a little bit of a rarity. I hear that more from wedding planners, and I think it's great that you feel that way. You had mentioned toasts. Like, what is it else about a wedding that you just love being a part of?
So I actually come from the planning side. Before I worked at Moss, I worked for a planning and floral company. So I think that's where my, true love of weddings comes from, is being on site all that time and being a part of the design and the execution floral wise, and just having those intimate moments with my couples in the past. So that's really where that comes from.
So that's awesome that you have that wedding planning background. Besides, like, you had mentioned those toasts. What other specific moments or aspects of a wedding day does just like make your heart go?
I think my favorite part is when the couple walks in to either of the spaces, the Edison room and the chandelier room, and just like has that gasp and just takes it all in. That is really one of my favorite experiences. And just watching them, the joy on their face of their vision coming to life. And yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me, is when they see the space transformed into their vision, and it's a reality for them at that point.
It's a big moment.
Yeah.
And that's great that you take so much pride in something that to outsiders probably seems like a very kind of not, minuscule, small part of a wedding day. But for the vendor team that puts so much time and energy and work into the space and into those moments, their reaction means everything.
Yeah, it's such a proud moment, I think, for the vendors involved, just to see that reaction.
And speaking of vendors, I know that you guys are active in your vendor community. You promote your vendor peers and your partners. And I know you guys got something else kind of specifically going on as far as, you know, how you're going to be trying to give back. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we are starting a support local initiative. And in 2021, every event that we book, we will donate $100 towards the Colorado Event Alliance in support of all of our special event industry workers that are out of work. We love what the CEA is doing and the support that they're giving to our community, and we just want to pay it forward to them. So yeah. And then also we are offering our clients a $400 credit for those 2021 clients to use for another vendor of their choice. And that encouragement is to go big. So whether that's, you know, renting from Bare Aesthetics, a lounge set, or upgraded flatware from Event Rents, or a dessert bar from one of our catering partners, or a higher bar tab with Oak and Olive. We really just want to reinvest in our industry. And we're super excited about this new initiative.
Awesome. To those of you who, you know, own your own businesses, or maybe you rep for venues, like, I encourage you guys to listen to what Michelle is saying here, and not just on the donation part, but on, you know, trying to, you know, upsell for your vendor peers, because all these things that we all do for each other are just going to help us all recover a lot faster. And I'll definitely put a link to the CEA in the comments, so you guys can, you know, check it out and see what they're up to if you're not aware of what they do. Michelle, I got just one last question for you. So I love playing the fast forward game. Let's fast forward to April. It's April 2023. So over 2 years from now, all of us are at the Moss party. All of your vendor peers, all of your friends, we're all there together. What are your hopes for our state of the industry in 2 years from now? What are we celebrating?
I would say I'd love to see the continued camaraderie between the industry that's really been cultivated during this time. The relationships that I've formed with other venues that I didn't have prior to is just something that I'll hold so dear. So I really hope to see that continuance in 2023. Of course, I want it to be a big party where we're hugging each other and toasting to how we made it through this time, and how we all pivoted and grew and realized that we could say yes to things we normally would say no to. And of course, you can expect to see insane creativity from the Moss and all of our vendors who are the Moss team, I guess, and all of our vendors who are involved in that party.
Can't wait. I can't wait. I think I'll be 40, but, you know, more things to celebrate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something that I just want to make sure everybody heard with what Michelle just said, like, not being afraid to say yes to things that you might have said no to before. I think there's a lot of power in that statement, and we all can kind of think about that, and how, you know, we've all just, you know, maybe you've kind of lived your business a little rigidly, and, you know, that has changed, and we've all kind of had to learn how to just be more flexible. And I think this will serve all of us well. And I think, you know, again, what Michelle and the Moss crew are doing with this package, and just getting creative, and they're doing a fantastic job of identifying their target market and who they want to work with. That's what I think is really smart about what you guys have done. It's not going to be a home run for everybody, but it doesn't have to be.
Right.
It doesn't have to be.
I agree. And that's something, you know, we want to create this elevated experience at Moss and show that even though we're an industrial venue, we can still have awesome experiences for everyone, and really set ourselves apart.
Well, thanks, Michelle. This was awesome. Again, I appreciate you guys, your creativity, your flexibility, your energy, your collaboration with your peers. All these things are things that we should all try to do every day. Before we wrap this up, is there anything else that you want to say, or talk, you know, about Moss or anything before we?
Guys, I'd actually like to share a little something about you. My first week at Moss, I event managed an event alongside you and someone else that you were training from your team. And she had asked you, Adrienne, when did you know that you had made it? And you looked at her and you said, I'm still growing. I'm still getting there. You're like, I'm not there yet. And that was so impactful for me because, you know, within an hour, I knew what an amazing businesswoman you were and how serious you were and how you really take everything, you just push everything to another level. And that was just so impactful for me to know that even though you had this awesome business and you had all these amazing partnerships with these venues, you weren't done. And I really want to commend you for that, because I'll always sit with that for myself as well. But I'm just so excited for TGE and these new paths that you're taking. And I'm really grateful to be a part of this talk today too.
Man, definitely feeling the love for Valentine's Day with that. Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Michelle. I hope everybody had some good takeaways from today. Check out their packages, you know, check out, you know, again, how they collaborate with their peers. Maybe there's something you guys can take from that. And make sure, you know, mark those calendars for hopefully the next Moss party, April, you know, 2022, 2023. Hopefully we'll all be partying hard together. Not to put any pressure on you guys for planning a party, but everybody, you know, obviously follow Moss on all their social media. They do a great job of, you know, again, promoting their vendor peers and highlighting what it is they do. So thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Adrienne. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Yes. Everybody go kiss your sweetie now.